Hi, I'm Alicia from WhimseyBox, and today I'm going to give you some tips for carving stamps and printmaking. Here's the first tip. Before you start carving your stamp, go ahead and write your design out on paper and then trace it onto your stamp so you don't make any mistakes once you start carving. I'm going to use this Polaroid frame, so I'm just going to trace it in pencil and then I'll trace it onto my stamp. It's important to remember that if you have any text in your design that you do it in reverse, because otherwise your stamp will stamp everything in mirror image. So if you've traced your design in pencil, what you can do is take your design, flip it over, put it right on top of your stamp, and then rub it in using the end of your carving tool, which will transfer the graphite from your paper onto your stamp. So once you have your design outlined on your carving block, you're going to start by tracing all around the edges of the design. As you start carving, it's important to extend your lines beyond your design. So as you trace your design, don't stop right when you get to a corner. Continue carving right on past so you have a nice smooth line all the way, and then you'll end up with nice crisp corners. As you're carving, rotate your carving block so that you're always carving away from you. You want to keep your fingers out of the way because otherwise you might end up with a cut. And as you're carving, it's okay to start shallow and go back over areas that need to remove more. You're less likely to have to use a lot of force and injure yourself if you're doing a nice shallow carve. So after you've outlined your entire design, then it's time to go back in and remove all of the middle part that you don't want to ink. So in this design, we only want the Polaroid shaped frame to ink, so I'm going to cut out this whole middle part. So now I've carved away all of the center, and I'm just going to use a pair of scissors to cut away the edges instead of carving them because it's faster. You'll also notice that I kind of goofed up right here. So that's another tip for carving a stamp. You're going to make mistakes, and that's part of the handmade nature of it, so don't worry about it. So now we're ready to ink. I'm going to roll out some ink today because I like to make an ombre pattern using two colors. So you put a little of each color side by side, and then use your brayer to roll them out. And as you roll, if you move back and forth a little bit, you'll get a nice color gradient in the center. So before I've even printed, I can see there are some places that picked up ink that I don't want to. So I'm going to carve those away. Press down firmly, but straight down. You don't want the ink to smear when it's on the paper. Go to WhimseyBox.com where you can find more tips, techniques, and full project tutorials for DIY and craft lovers just like you.